Hey, the lighting is on, and hey, it's time to go to work, baby. It is time to go to work. So, guys, what are we looking at, man? And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast of Sports with your host, Jay Pops. Guys, we're here. We're here, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it, right? So the 2026 college football rankings have come out. Where did Texas A&M fall to? They land sports with your host, Jay. Okay. I'm gonna say this once again, guys. They landed at number 3. Guys, hold on. I don't know what that is. They landed sports with your host, Jay. I'm gonna say this once again, guys. They landed at number 3. Guys, hold on. I don't know what that is. They landed sports with your something that's going on. Okay, I'll pause. No, it's not going to play. I have my own show playing in the background. But guys, we're here, all right? So where did Texas A&M fall to, man? So Texas A&M comes in at number 3, in which is their highest ranking, right, in school history in the college football playoffs. All right? In 2020, like everybody reminds us, we came in at number 5. And guess what? Texas A&M ended the season at number 5. No, they ended the season at number 4. But they stayed at number 5, right? When they were put there, I want to say like almost towards the end of that season. And that's pretty much, that was a November to remember because they didn't lose any games in November. Okay? Now we're right back on this same footstep. We're right back on the same mission that we were on in 2020. Nothing has changed. We just changed coaches. But nothing has changed. We're on that same mission. Now we'll rank that number 3. It was a lot of argument, right? There was a lot of argument about who should be number 1, 2, and just mainly who should be 1 through 3. I think we had all knew that Alabama was going to be number 4, and then Georgia was going to be number 5. Ole Miss at 6. At number 7, I can't remember who was at number 7. Number 8 was BYU, and then number 7 was BYU, and then number 8 is Texas Tech, number 9 is Oregon, and then number 10 is Notre Dame. So you guys tell me if I'm wrong about this here. So the reason to why Texas A&M, if you're going to argue this, right, and I appreciate ESPN for arguing this down, right? In which is my first time really ever hearing ESPN just really arguing for Texas A&M's sake. But they were arguing, hey, man, I think Texas A&M should be number 1 if we're just looking at this whole thing here, right? And we're just looking at the whole playing field. The excuses they gave, and when I say they, that means, this guy was speaking for the entire committee, right? The excuses that guy gave was totally bogus to me, by the way. And it was totally bullshit, by the way. So this is the excuse that guy gave. Well, we looked at everything, in Ohio State, pretty much top 25 offense, if I'm going to say that, right? Top 25 offense or top 10 offense. Ohio State as well, dominant defense, top 5. Indiana, top 10 offense, right? Dominant defense, top 5. He goes on to say A&M, top offense, the defense. Defense just isn't that good. In which, I'll be wholehearted with you. He wasn't lying, right? Our defense is not top 10. And I think we all know that. But if you're going to tell us that you're looking at the resume and then et cetera, don't proceed to say, well, Ohio State, they got the win. They went down there to Washington, in which was ranked like at number 24, by the way. And then proceeds to say that also Ohio State, beat Texas at their own home, in which Texas is number 12, by the way. Okay, then Indiana, right? Indiana's best win right now is Oregon. Texas, and don't get me wrong, hell, you can even debate that Indiana should have been number 1 team. Indiana went to Oregon and won that game in a good fashion, by the way, in which is a blowout fashion, right? So you can argue all day about, no, I think Indiana should be number one because how the way they done Oregon when they went to Oregon. I can sit up here and I agree with you on that. But to come on here and say Ohio State beat these two teams and that's like just pretty much it, and then you said, oh, well, yeah, they got a top 5 offense, and then, a top 5 defense. That's the shit I don't like because now you're doing some brand bias shit. And don't come in here and tell me about A&M. A&M's brand isn't big enough, right? Because that's kind of really what you're saying, that, oh, well, A&M brand isn't big enough. Well, yeah, Indiana's brand isn't big enough neither, right? You go with Ohio State because they are the current champions at the moment. They are the defending champions. I have no problem with Ohio State being number one, but don't come in here with the bullshit reason on why we felt like they should be number one because of this. That's a goddamn lie. You already knew Ohio State was going to be number one. Man, just leave it at that, okay? Just absolutely leave it at that. A&M goes to Notre Dame, wins at Notre Dame, do something they haven't done since 1970. A&M goes to LSU, right? In which y'all come over here and tell me all about, oh, that's a bad LSU team. I don't give a shit. They ain't won in Death Valley ever since they've been in the goddamn conference. But they went to LSU and they stomped their asses. They stomped them. And they won in blowout fashion. Ohio State didn't win at Washington in blowout fashion. Ohio State didn't beat Texas in blowout fashion. But if you're going to tell me that you're going to give Ohio State that because of how the way Texas looks now compared to when they first looked, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. However, we're going to take this number 3 ranking because that's the highest that we've ever gotten, right? And we're going to keep on going. But also, we're just glad to be at the party now. Elko has been kicking in doors ever since he took over the program, right? I feel like we were there last season because we were in the top 10 when this shit came out last season. We were smack dead, I think, at either in the top 10 or we were right at like number 21, and then we had Mizzou, which is crazy. So now the roles are reversed and where Mizzou has us coming down there. So Mizzou is looking to repay the favor to us that we paid to them on last year. We know this though. But when you proceed to call out the A&M defense, right? And Aggie fans, right? Aggie alums, the entire Aggie family. I hope you guys are listening to me when I say this here. I think it's time to go and lay a can of whoop ass to everybody. All right, I really do. I think it's time to go ahead and get down and dirty with that. I think it's time to start holding opponents for the month of November to at least 7 to 10 points. And I say that wholeheartedly. It's time to start doing that. Okay? It is what it is, but it's time to start taking these opponents to the woodshed. Offense, I'm gonna need for you guys to kick in another gear. Damn it, it's the month of November. It is November to remember. And the shit that happened on last year, November, I don't see it happening this November. Yeah, I said it. I don't see it happening this November. So the thing we're gonna need, right? Defense, if you're listening. Defense only. Go whoop their ass. It's time to start making these guys turn over these footballs, right? It's time to start having at least 3 turnovers per game. And it's time for us to start running some of these turnovers onto the house. It's time to start getting some defensive touchdowns in the month of November for Texas A&M football. And I speak firmly on that. We're going up against Mizzou. It's time to put it on the ass. I've seen Alabama do it at Mizzou, so why can't you? They're saying that you're better than Alabama right now, so why can't you go put up some defensive touchdowns? Okay? Offense, I feel like they're going to do their thing. Defense, it's time to go ahead and let loose, man. Cassius Howell, if you're listening, we need about 4 sacks from you this weekend. I'm going to say it once again. Cassius Howell, if you're listening, we're going to need about 4 sacks. All right? And it is what it is, man. We're going to need for you to get down, get dirty, and run their asses down to the ground. Defensive backfield. I've been talking about you guys before the season even started. Eli Ricks, tighten up. Dez Ricks, tighten up, baby. Tyreek Chappelle, it's time to start putting on that all-star hat. All right, it's time to show these guys that we're not walking away. Not in the month of November, baby. It's not going to happen. All right? It's not going to happen at all. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in to the podcast, okay? I know it's about like 8:20, right? 8:30, but I was waiting until, the college football playoffs had went off, right? And then this is when I really wanted to get on into it. So, a list of opponents here, right? And I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here after this. I'm not going to be long tonight, right? And it is what it is. So, a list of opponents that Texas A&M has played so far, talent-wise, because I hear everybody always talk about this. Remind me, A&M be the top 10 Notre Dame team, by the way, right? According to the college football playoffs rankings, Notre Dame is the top 10 team. So, let me go ahead and go here. So, Notre Dame, by the way, if you guys did not know, Notre Dame has top 10 talent. Guess what? A&M went there and they beat them. Okay? Let me go to it. So, college team talent, 2025. So this is who Texas A&M has beaten so far, in which is some top 25 talent. This is who they've gone up against, and this is who they beat, right? Because they're 8-0 right now. We're looking to go 9-0 after this weekend. So Texas A&M is beating Notre Dame, right? Top 10 talent here. And I'll talk about the other two teams for Notre Dame. Yes, I said I'll get there. Texas A&M is beating Florida, top 12 team, right? Number 12 specifically. Texas A&M is beating Auburn, a top 13 team, number 13 specifically. Keep on going here. Texas A&M has South Carolina, right? They're a top 18 team. They haven't played them yet. Texas A&M has a Missouri team, which is a top 22 team, right? They haven't played them yet. Texas A&M is beating Arkansas, which is top 25 again, right? And they're number 23 according to talent, right? 247 talent here. They've beaten the Mississippi State team, in which, according to 247 talent, they're number 24 in talent-wise, okay? And last but not least, we talk about these here. Texas A&M went on the road, right? And be the top 6 team. Top 6 talented team in which is LSU. And when I say they beat them like they stole something. So, Texas A&M remaining opponents so far, like I said before, number 22 Mizzou on the road, number 18 South Carolina, right, talent-wise, at home, and which is next Saturday. And then last but not least, number 4 Texas, right, and which has the number 4 talent overall, but in the college football playoff rankings, still ranked at number 11. This is who Texas A&M has left. All right? Samford, I'm not even much going to talk about them because they don't even much have a ranking to speak of. UTSA, right, and for the committee to say what they said, right, Ohio State's wins over these teams. Washington talent-wise, number 37 in the country. I'm going to say that once again. Ohio State be the team that was ranked 37th talent-wise to their number 3 ranking talent-wise. And then they beat Texas, of course, which has the number 4 overall talent, right? So the thing that they're hanging their hats on is Ohio State just beating Texas, and Texas is now starting to play good. It is what it is. So we keep going here, right? And where's UTSA? Because they're all the way down here. And I'm just going to tell you these guys, right? UTSA has the 65th best talent overall. Okay, that's UTSA. BYU, by the way, shout out to BYU. They have the 70th best talent overall. Indiana is 72. Crazy. Team full of seniors, though. Crazy. Let me keep going here. So then A&M played Utah State, in which I think is like in the hundreds here, like 117 or something like that. Yeah. So Utah State is number 114 talent wise. Those were A&M's first two games. Okay. Yeah, I get it. That was their first two games. Shout out to E. Crenshaw, by the way, man. Appreciate you for stopping on in here, tuning on into the podcast. Okay. But for the ones that did not know, I'm going to go through these rankings again, right? This is what I'm going to go through. And Ohio State, number 1. Number 2 is Indiana. Number 3 is Texas A&M. See if they got them all in order here. What is this on? No. I don't want to go there. All right. So these are the top 25 teams listed. Please listen up. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Number 1 is Ohio State. Number 2 is Indiana. Number 3 is Texas A&M. Number 4 is Alabama. Number 5 is Georgia. Number 6 is Ole Miss. Number 7 is BYU. Number 8 is Texas Tech. Number 9 is Oregon. Number 10 is Notre Dame. Number 11 is Texas Longhorns. Number 12 is Oklahoma. Number 13 is Utah. Number 14 is Virginia. Number 15 is Louisville. Number 16 is Vandy. Number 17 is Georgia Tech. Number 18 is Miami. Number 19 is USC. Number 20 is Iowa. Number 21 is Michigan. Number 22 is Missouri. Number 23 is Washington. Number 24 is Pittsburgh. And number 25 is Tennessee Volunteers. Okay? So this is what I'm going to do. For the top 4 seeds, I'm going to go through their remaining schedule. Okay? So for the Ohio State Buckeyes, this is their remaining schedule. They play Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and Michigan. That is absolutely it. I'm going to say that once again. Their remaining schedule is Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and Michigan. I'm going to, man, I don't know why, but I'm going to pick Michigan to win that game because Ohio State goes to them. I've seen it happen 3 years now. I think it continues to happen. That doesn't stop anything. I'm going to say that once again. That doesn't stop anything at all. Ohio State will cruise on to the Big Ten Championship, okay? So this is Ohio State's remaining schedule. Once again, they play Purdue. They play UCLA. They play Rutgers. And they play Michigan. The games that they're going to win automatically. Purdue, win. UCLA, win. Rutgers, win. Michigan, loss. I'm going to stop at that, okay? So let me go to Indiana. This is Indiana's remaining schedule. All right, you guys listen up. So, what am I looking at here? So 11 first, 11-8. So Penn State, Indiana plays Penn State, Wisconsin, and then Purdue. I'll tell you right now, Indiana is about to go undefeated. Okay, they're about to go undefeated, and they're going to go on to the Big Ten Championship. This is nothing for people to be shocked about. But Indiana has by far went through the hardest parts of their schedule, and they've won all of their ball games, okay? So Indiana remaining opponents, Penn State, Wisconsin, Purdue. They're going to win all of these games. I have no doubt about it. No, there will not be an upset nowhere here. I'm sorry, man. There will not be an upset. Your Texas A&M team suck. Notre Dame should have beat you. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Just like you guys tell us, and that's about it. They suck. That's fine. That's your opinion. However, they're 8-0. Deal with it. Texas A&M. This is their remaining schedule. They have Missouri on the road, which is number 22. They have South Carolina. They have Samford, which is nobody. And then they have Texas to close out the season. All right? That's it. I've said what I said. I think Texas A&M goes undefeated, regular season-wise. And I think they go ahead and go on to the SEC championship game to play this opponent here. The hardest game, number one, this Missouri game, right? I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction now. I believe Texas A&M will beat Missouri 42-21. Okay, I'm going to say that again. I think Texas A&M will beat Missouri 42-21. All right. Then they have South Carolina. You're going to play them tough. Samford, and then Texas as the remaining game in which we need some get back against Texas. Okay. Anywho, keep on moving along here. The Alabama Crimson Tide remaining schedule. They have Alabama, they got Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, and Auburn. I'll be real with you. They're going to go undefeated. Okay. Where they're not going to lose the remaining of these games. Truth be told, they should have never lost to Florida State, but they did, and here we are. But Alabama will go 11-1 on the season, because of that first loss that they took to Florida State. And that's about it. I have Alabama being at 11-1. I have Texas A&M being at 12-0. Even if Alabama loses that game, the SEC championship, Alabama will go to 11-2. They'll still probably be a top 5 seed, maybe right at number 5. I can tell you right now, you got Alabama hosting the game at Saban Field. Man, that's going to be scary because it's not an opponent that's going to walk in there and beat them. I'll tell you that. They're not going to beat them. Not at Saban Field, buddy. Not during the playoff game. I don't care how bad Alabama play. You're not going to beat them there. Okay? And that's just that. So, guys, that is it. I thank you all for tuning in, right? If you don't mind, please hit that subscribe button. But also, tell me what you guys think about it, okay? And we'll go on from there. But once again, your Texas A&M Aggies is sitting at number 3, their highest ranking in the college football playoff era. And it feels good. It feels damn good. We can still all make a case about them being number 1 or number 2. But guess what? I'm fine at number 3. Well, I'm fine with them being at number 3. I think those guys are fine with being at number 3. They just want to come on back, put in the work, prove themselves a lot more, and let's go ahead and make our way on to the playoffs. And let's go and get a national title. All right. So, hey guys, I'm with it. Once again, Homemade Podcast Sports with your host Jay Pops. I love you all. And #Gig'em Aggies. Woo!